Setbacks are an inevitable part of life, and every person who strives for growth, success, or personal transformation will face moments when things do not go according to plan. In those moments, it is easy to feel discouraged, doubtful, or even defeated. However, true confidence is not built during easy times. It is forged during challenges, disappointments, and periods of uncertainty. When you begin to understand that obstacles are not barriers but stepping stones, your entire perspective starts to change. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" This simple shift in thinking can transform setbacks into powerful opportunities for self-discovery and inner strength. Many personal development teachers have emphasized the importance of mindset in shaping one's life, and among them, Dr. Joseph Murphy often spoke about the remarkable influence of the subconscious mind. His teachings remind us that the thoughts we repeat consistently begin to shape our beliefs, our actions, and eventually our results. When someone experiences failure or disappointment, the mind may automatically begin creating negative stories such as, "I am not capable," "I will never succeed," or "This proves I am not good enough." If those thoughts are allowed to grow unchecked, they can slowly weaken confidence and motivation. However, resilience begins the moment you decide not to accept those limiting beliefs as truth. Instead, you consciously choose to plant new ideas in your mind, ideas that support strength, learning, and growth. For example, rather than seeing a failure as proof of inadequacy, you can see it as valuable feedback guiding you toward improvement. This approach aligns closely with the philosophy often associated with Dr. Joseph Murphy's teachings about reprogramming the subconscious mind through deliberate and constructive thinking. When you train your mind to focus on possibility instead of defeat, you begin to develop a quiet but powerful confidence that cannot easily be shaken by temporary difficulties. This kind of confidence is not loud or arrogant. It is steady, calm, and deeply rooted in self-belief. It grows each time you face a challenge and refuse to give up. It strengthens every time you choose persistence over surrender. Over time, you begin to recognize that setbacks are not permanent conditions, but temporary experiences designed to teach resilience. Each challenge you overcome becomes evidence that you are capable of adapting, learning, and moving forward. As this realization becomes part of your mindset, your relationship with failure begins to change. Instead of fearing it, you start to respect it as a teacher. Instead of avoiding difficult situations, you approach them with curiosity and determination. This transformation in thinking gradually builds the kind of confidence that lasts because it is based on experience rather than wishful thinking. Every obstacle you overcome adds another layer of strength to your character, reminding you that resilience is not something reserved for a few extraordinary individuals, but a quality that anyone can develop through consistent effort, disciplined thinking, and the willingness to rise again after every fall. Confidence begins to grow when you start recognizing that every challenge carries a lesson designed to strengthen your character and expand your understanding of yourself. Many people mistakenly believe that confident individuals never experience fear, doubt, or failure, but the truth is quite different. The most confident people are often those who have faced numerous setbacks and learned how to rise after each one. They understand that difficulties are not signs that they should stop moving forward. Instead, they are signals that growth is taking place. When you accept this perspective, challenges lose much of their power to discourage you. Rather than feeling overwhelmed, you begin to approach obstacles with patience and determination. This shift in attitude allows you to see problems as temporary situations rather than permanent limitations. Over time, this mindset gradually builds a deeper level of inner strength. The teachings often associated with Dr. Joseph Murphy emphasize the importance of consciously directing your thoughts toward constructive outcomes. According to this philosophy, the subconscious mind responds to the ideas that are repeatedly impressed upon it. When a person constantly focuses on fear, disappointment, or self-doubt, those emotions can begin to shape their expectations and behavior. However, when someone intentionally fills their mind with thoughts of perseverance, growth, and possibility, the subconscious begins to support those positive patterns instead. This does not mean ignoring difficulties or pretending that challenges do not exist. Instead, It means choosing to focus on solutions rather than remaining trapped in frustration. Every time you redirect your thoughts toward progress, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of overcoming obstacles. This belief gradually becomes the foundation of genuine confidence. As you continue practicing this mental discipline, you start noticing subtle changes in the way you respond to adversity. Situations that once seemed intimidating begin to feel manageable. Problems that once triggered anxiety become opportunities to test your resilience. Each experience strengthens your ability to remain calm and focused even when circumstances are uncertain. Confidence built in this way is far more powerful than temporary motivation because it is supported by experience and self-awareness. When you look back at previous challenges you have overcome, you gain evidence that you possess the ability to adapt and grow. This realization encourages you to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. Over time, resilience becomes a natural part of your character rather than something you must constantly force yourself to practice. You begin to trust your ability to navigate difficulties and learn from every experience. Inspired by the timeless ideas connected with Dr. Joseph Murphy, many people discover that the key to lasting confidence lies in training the mind to expect progress rather than defeat. When you repeatedly remind yourself that setbacks are temporary and that every challenge contains valuable lessons, you begin to cultivate a mindset that supports growth and perseverance. This approach gradually transforms the way you view your own potential. Instead of defining yourself by past mistakes or temporary failures, you start recognizing the strength you develop through persistence. With each step forward, no matter how small, you reinforce the understanding that resilience is not simply about surviving difficult moments, but about using those moments to become wiser, stronger, and more confident than before. Resilience becomes truly powerful when it transforms from a reaction to difficulty into a daily mindset that shapes how you approach life. When you develop the habit of seeing challenges as opportunities for growth, your confidence begins to expand in ways that feel natural and sustainable. Instead of waiting for perfect conditions, you learn to move forward even when circumstances are uncertain. This willingness to keep progressing, despite fear or doubt, gradually trains your mind to trust in your own abilities. Confidence is not created in a single moment of success. It is built through repeated experiences of persistence. Every time you face a challenge and refuse to give up, you strengthen your belief in your own potential. Over time, these small victories accumulate and create a powerful sense of inner stability. You begin to realize that your strength does not come from avoiding hardship, but from learning how to grow through it. This understanding allows you to face future obstacles with a calmer and more focused attitude. A key part of this transformation involves becoming aware of the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. Thoughts act like seeds planted in the subconscious, and over time they grow into beliefs that influence your actions and expectations. The teachings inspired by Dr. Joseph Murphy often highlight how the subconscious mind responds to repeated ideas and emotions. When a person consistently thinks about limitations, disappointment, or fear, those thoughts begin shaping their perception of reality. However, when someone intentionally focuses on growth, learning, and perseverance, the subconscious mind begins supporting those positive patterns instead. This process requires patience and consistency because changing thought habits does not happen overnight. Yet with steady effort, the mind can gradually be trained to respond to challenges with confidence rather than discouragement. As you practice directing your thoughts toward constructive outcomes, you begin to notice subtle but meaningful changes in your behavior. Situations that once seemed intimidating start to feel like opportunities to test your resilience. You may still experience moments of uncertainty, but those feelings no longer control your decisions. Instead, they become signals reminding you to rely on the inner strength you have been developing. Confidence grows when you repeatedly prove to yourself that you can handle adversity and continue moving forward. Each experience becomes evidence that you are capable of adapting, learning, and improving. Over time, this mindset begins influencing every area of your life. Whether you are pursuing personal goals, building relationships, or facing professional challenges, resilience allows you to remain steady even when outcomes are uncertain. You stop measuring your worth based solely on immediate results and start valuing the effort and growth that occur along the journey. Inspired by the timeless principles associated with Dr. Joseph Murphy, many people discover that confidence is deeply connected to the way they train their minds to interpret life's experiences. When you view obstacles as lessons rather than failures, you create a mental environment that encourages perseverance and optimism. Eventually, resilience becomes more than a skill, it becomes a way of living. You understand that every setback carries the potential to strengthen your character and deepen your self-belief. With this perspective guiding you, challenges no longer feel like threats to your confidence. Instead, they become opportunities to reinforce the truth that you possess the ability to rise again, grow wiser, and move forward stronger than ever before.